Come on, mom, 22 grand. I stay dripping on fam. You losing my mind. You come in my mind. You don't like what you'll find. Getting real. I used to spark your seal. That's how I know you feel. I flood your wrist. That's Richard Mill. Ducking the ops. That's Navy SEALs. And we're back with another episode of Behind the Artist. We have Callmemeesh. We're excited to get through. This is a new setup. Hope y'all like it. So yeah, this is the second episode of the second season of Behind the Artist. So I'm really glad to have you on, Ramesh, or call me Mish, I guess is your artist name. So everybody give me a
Yes,
round
sir.
of applause. All right, so
Thank you.
from
Thank you.
what I've taken it is you're pretty new to music and stuff like that. You
Mhm.
are how would you describe your sound for everyone listening?
So I would say I'm definitely like in the hip hop genre. Um, but I think I don't like to put a label on myself. I don't want to be like, oh, you're just a SoundCloud rapper or any of that, because I think that puts kind of a limit on my abilities. And I want to keep learning. I want to keep growing, but definitely the stuff I've been releasing has been mostly rap. Um, but you know, like we can talk about how I like came into music. Like I grew up playing like guitar and piano and stuff like that. So I never really like thought that I would be like rapping on SoundCloud or anything like that.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to like classic rock, all that kind of stuff, pop. And but right now, like I'm really passionate about rap and like hip hop in general.
Yeah, I hear
So
that. So that actually kind of ties into my next question. I ask this question to every guest that I have. Just take me through your musical journey, man. As short as long, we got a lot of time to talk. So just take me to where it all started.
for sure. So my musical journey really started like when I was really young. Um, my parents kind of made me go to guitar and piano lessons as a kid, and honestly, for the most part, I did not like it. I think that was because I didn't I didn't really like play or practice like what I wanted to. It was kind of just like my teachers, like what they wanted to teach me, like classical, like piano and stuff like that. And my parents had me doing like theory tests like every year. And so like I would always complain about going to practice, like and like take lessons and stuff
Yeah.
for years and years. And like I was like, I can't wait to be done with this. But it wasn't until like late high school that I really like started liking music. I got like a new guitar
Hmm.
teacher, and he kind of started like teaching me guitar from like a whole different perspective. He was like, I'm going to teach you how to improvise. I'm going to teach you like how to make your own kind of sound, and or like how to basically like solo and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that having that kind of like knowledge of like how to do my own thing made music and everything like so much more fun to me. And like I would just go home like after school and whatever and just play guitar and just like practice like my own thing and just mess around. And so yeah, it wasn't like until late high school that I really started digging music like that. Um and so getting into like producing and like recording my own stuff. One of my friends that I did my first song with, he was already like made his own songs and like released them. And I listened to his songs and I was like, this is so cool, like how he was able to do that. And
Yeah.
I was so impressed. And like he like offered me to do like our first like the song, like the Nick Curious song, which was my first song that I released. And we were talking about like, all right, yeah, we gotta find a studio and all this stuff. And like I was like really like I had no knowledge of like how to do anything like that. And we ended up not being able to find like a good studio, like
Yeah.
and so like I was like, honestly, like let me just buy everything. Like I was like, screw it. This was actually this was like beginning of last summer. And I was like, bro, like I'm just gonna buy this stuff and I'm just gonna learn like all this, like so we can do it ourselves. So yeah, I bought this computer, the Mac. I bought like speakers, like microphone, everything. And we just like gave it a go, and like it took us a while to like get that first song out. But like it changed everything for me, like after doing that first song, because I realized like music is really like my true passion, and like it's the one thing that I can just not like think about anything else going on like in life, I'm just like in the zone. I'm sure you felt
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Once you get that itch, it's hard to get rid of it.
mm-hmm.
And it
Oh yeah.
never really goes away. If you ever, as soon as you have it, it never goes away. That little creative itch to do something, just to sink your
Oh
teeth
yeah.
into some creativity and just things like that. It's an awesome thing to have for sure. And for it to
Mm-hmm.
come to you in that way, it's pretty cool to go all out over a and then you said this was last summer, right? So over a pandemic, just to be able to do that for yourself is pretty cool. I definitely think that you are what am I trying to say? I see your passion and I can hear that through your voice. Um so as you like go farther in music, what do you plan on doing with it? Do you plan on this just being, is it just your first love and that this is going to be a continuous thing, or just like I want to go big, I want to go big or go home, or how are you with music in general?
um Definitely gonna be like something I put all my time and energy in.
Love that.
The thing is, I'm gonna be in the military for the next 5 years. I have a contract, so right now it is kind of like a side gig that I'm doing.
Hmm.
And it's tough with school and everything, but like as soon as I'm out of the military, like I want to just really focus everything on that. Um,
I can see that.
and
Yeah.
another thing is like I want like I like how No Clue, like you guys have like a really solid like group of people, like you guys
Hmm.
have like like someone like each person has like their own like talent for everything.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like kind of like what I want to, like I want to make a team of like my friends, that's like a producer, like everything, like so we can like make something together. um but at the same time it's like I I want to like, I want like the fame and everything like that, but it's like it's more for me like, can I make music that I'm really really satisfied with, that I'm
That's
impressed by
awesome.
myself with? And it's kind of like, are you familiar with Russ?
Yeah.
So he like his journey through music is like, I think the most amazing thing ever, and the most inspiring thing, because he released like 11 projects before he like started getting like famous and everything like that. And
Hmm.
he's like the definition of like self-made. And
Yeah,
that's like
super
really that.
super supportive of independent artists too. He's a good role model for independent artists. If
Mhm.
anyone's looking for somebody in the industry right now, Russ is definitely a good option. But yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, so yeah, I mean, I'm really like looking forward to just like setting all my time and energy towards music. There's really nothing that I love more than like making music, like spending hours like listening
Yeah,
to stuff over and over again. Like it's tedious, but it's so fun, just like,
yeah, I agree.
finding like
This
the
is
right
yeah.
stuff, mixing all that
Hmm.
stuff. The process is so like, I don't know, underrated in my opinion. So
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the most fun parts about making music is literally making the music and just going back and going back and going back and doing this verse twice and doing this verse three times and this harmony again and then this whatever melody again. It's a pretty awesome feeling, especially when you get it right and you get something that you really like. So from what I've gathered is that like you make music for yourself first and then for for what you want from music second, from the industry second. And I definitely appreciate that. I think that a lot of people need to take that route in their any profession that you do. You have to love it first and then gain from it second. I think that's a really good lesson to teach people. So as for your sound and your music, who would you say is like your biggest influences in the industry today?
um so I mentioned Russ, and I think right now I'm trying to reflect a lot of what he did, in how I approach music. And those times where I'm like kind of a little like unmotivated for music. I'm like, dude, like this is like, I don't know, like whatever. I keep his mindset in the back of my mind because like
Yeah.
he like I said, like he didn't grow like for years, and but he kept pushing, he kept releasing song after song. And so I would say probably he is the biggest influence on me right now. I mean, I don't listen to really one genre of music, even though I am in the hip hop genre, like I still listen to some country, I still listen to like pop, like classic rock, like so it's more of like a mood thing, but I'd say Russ is definitely like he's my biggest inspiration, I think, overall.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, what so far you've had your own long and hard musical journey and everything. Is there anything about that journey that you would change? Whether it be getting into this earlier or just meeting people or group networking. What's one big regret? This is for like people that are watching this and want to become independent artists, because I think that is something important, is to give advice from even people that aren't as big as us, to give advice just in general from what we've learned in our experiences. So what would you advise those people, or what do you have any like drawbacks or anything that
Mhm.
you've experienced?
I definitely wish I started earlier. I actually didn't really understand like anything about like producing and like mixing and all that stuff. Um, I really wish I started younger and like found this passion for what I'm doing right now earlier. Because even now, like there's still a lot I need to learn about, like making beats, like all this stuff. And like I am like I'd say like decently young, but if I started like high school, like I think that would have really helped me. Um, and I think for people listening that are younger than me or like are thinking about this music thing, I think like if it's something that you love, like you got to go for it, like I was unsure about what I really wanted, like in music or anything, but like I had to think about it deeply, and like it's not about like am I going to be successful or not, like it's about like your passion for it, and like
Yeah.
can you work hard at that, and I love like working hard at music like more than I like working hard at like class. So
Yeah.
like it's I don't know, so that's what I would say.
Yeah, and I completely agree. I actually recently we had a talk with our band and our social media manager, and we were just talking about like what we wanted out of music and like what was our end game. And we said like at first we kind of gave it some thought. We were like, is it to be famous, or is it just because we all love music? And we kind of came to the conclusion that like we love music so much and we love each other so much that it is like it just radiates through the music, and we just hope that people like it. If they don't like it, oh well, we're going to keep making music because we don't care. And I thought that
Exactly.
that conclusion it's almost poetic in a way that like you don't care about what other people think, you just put out what you want. If it goes big, it goes home, or if it goes home, it's fine. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. At the end of the day, you're doing what you love. And I definitely think that especially people now that are trying to get in to the industry, please don't do it for the fame and the money, because you probably won't get the fame and the money. So that's
Exactly.
like the first thing. If you're doing it for the fame and the money, you probably won't get it. That
Mhm.
that's that's the biggest
And
thing.
you're gonna be disappointed very soon also
Yeah,
if you're just doing
yeah,
it for that.
yeah. And
So,
then people, your audience is gonna see right through that. I think, and
yeah.
that's just my opinion. I think people can see through genuine work and effort. Like artists out today, like they work so hard. Um,
Yeah.
but aside from that, we'll get into some more fun things. So that was Callmemeesh's musical journey in a nutshell, I guess.
Mhm.
But we're gonna get into some more fun things. So what do you I actually gonna start this new segment, top five or a lot dead or alive. This is You're the first person to ever get on this segment. So we'll start with hip hop artists. Top five, dead or alive. Start at five, go to one, and we can work through this list together.
Top five dead or alive.
Yep, and we're starting at
Mm.
five, 5 to 1.
So we're
I
saying like,
I think it's best to get a pool of people. So in my I think in my mental top five in no particular order. I think I have Jay-Z. I think I have Kanye. I think I have I think I have I don't know. I think I might have K Dot in there. Kendrick. I might have Kendrick in there.
yes,
Um
for sure.
Man.
See, this is
I
this is this is might be a hot take, but I definitely think Drake is up there because I think he changed so
Yeah,
much.
so
Like,
that's where my five might be Drake, just solely because he's a hit boy and he does not miss.
yeah, exactly.
Whether I believe that they may or may not be his lyrics, may or may not be this or that, but you gotta, at the end of the day, it's a Drake song, and when it's a
Mhm.
Drake song, it's a hit. So yeah, I think Drake. All right, I'm okay with putting Drake at five for me. What about for you? Where do you have Drake? We'll do it like that.
Honestly, probably top three.
Woo!
You know,
I
I
like
think
that.
top three because just I'm thinking about like there are so many songs that are hits from him that like
There's too many
like
almost.
exactly, and it's
Only
kind of
only a
crazy.
few only a few can go hit for hit. There's only a few
Exactly,
people, and I think that, I mean, who who can go hit for Drake to Drake? I think
exactly.
I think I got either maybe Chris Brown, maybe. You got to think he's been around for a while. He's had a lot of hits. Bruno Mars, maybe, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that might be it to go hit for hit with Drake. I think that might be it. Or
Mm,
Kanye maybe.
yeah.
Kanye. There's those three could probably go hit for hit. Damn,
Mm,
man. Drake's a hard one. Yeah, Drake will put in Call Me Misha's top three. Drake is one, two, or three.
I'm afraid to put him at one. I'm afraid to put him at one, honestly.
We'll
But let's put him at three. Let's
put
put
him
him
at
at three.
three. All right. Drake's at three. Do you have Eminem in your top five? I'll go through them. You have Eminem in your top five. You can say top five or not, and then we'll rank them after you say yes or no.
He's not in my top five.
Woo! That's a hot
Top
one.
five.
That's a
He's
hot.
not
He's
in my
not
top five.
actually, and I won't even lie. I won't even lie. He's not in my top five either. So Lil Wayne, is he in your top five?
Mm,
Is Wayne in your top five? Is Lil Tunechi in your top five?
hmm. This is a hard question, man.
Yeah, and it's gonna get real harder when I remember I said dead or alive. So these next couple ones are gonna be harder.
Mm.
We'll table Tunchi. We'll table Tunchi. We'll go to the next one.
All
You
right,
got
all right,
Big
all
in
right.
your top five?
Mm-mm,
Yeah, Biggie, you ain't got top five. Whew, that's
mm-mm.
hot. That one's flaming hot. You got
I
Pac in your
know,
top
I
five?
know. Mm-mm. Not for me.
Oh,
Not
that's
for me.
flaming hot. That's flaming hot. All right. What about Kanye? Do you have Kanye in your top five?
Mm. Kanye would probably be five.
All right, so
Kanye would probably be five.
We got Drake at three, Kanye at five. Do you have anybody for one or two?
Uh,
We won't start at five anymore. I think we're gonna change the rules a little bit and we're gonna just build a top five.
okay. Um, damn, dude. Um, let's see. I feel like I gotta give one to either like J. Cole or
Whew, yeah.
Kendrick, honestly.
All right.
Honestly, like just the way, I don't know.
Are we
Like
do we
it's just
have do we have
so
them two being one and two uh interchangeable, or do you have a definitive one and two? It's
I
hard.
think they're interchangeable. I don't really have that
Interchangeable?
one, like
Okay, so
that yeah.
Cole
So
1 and
go with
2,
interchangeable.
Kendrick 1 and 2, and then we got Drake. We need a 4.
Yeah.
We need a 4 spot. Who's taking that 4 spot? That's ahead of Kanye, less than Drake.
Maybe Juice.
Yeah,
Maybe Juice.
I'm not even mad about that. Juice is one of my favorite. He was one of my favorites ever. Like he's and if it was my personal top 5, and I'm assuming this is your personal top 5,
Yeah.
then yeah, I mean he's got to be in my top 5 as well. If I'm doing my personal favorites, I think that it changes the list almost, because like my personal favorites and who I think is the greatest is also like two completely different things. I think that like
Yeah.
I think Jay-Z is my GOAT. That's not a lot of people agree with that, but Jay-Z is my GOAT. But however, my for personal favorite is probably either, it's kind of weird, it's Juice WRLD or Chance, and that's like I interchange between them two all the time. Those are like my top 2 listen to artists like ever, and then it goes to Kanye, and then actually Jay-Z is probably 4, and then Drake 5. But yeah, that's awesome. That's funny. I was like Biggie. He said no. I said, oh, wait a minute. That's a hot take. I like it though.
It's hot.
It's the new generation's take on music. It's the new generation
Yeah.
take on music. I like that. So we got, all right, to recap, we got Cole at 1, Kendrick at 2, we got Drake at 3, we got Juice at 4, and then 5 we got Kanye. I like it. That's a great top 5. That's a great top 5. So yeah, this was interesting. I like the talk. This was Behind the Artist with Callmeesh. Y'all give him a round of applause one more time. Do we have any new releases that you want to tell everybody about?
Yeah. So working on first of all, I'm working on expanding to Spotify, Apple Music very soon. I think my next release is going to be on all platforms. So that's in the works. It's going to be called Enemy. Working on that right now. I'm about to send you the the MP3 for that. Maybe you'll include it in this.
Right after we're done, they're gonna hear it.
Yeah, so that's in the works. Should be releasing in the next week or 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm also working on a couple others, but that one's gonna be my first release soon. So you guys
awesome.
expect that coming.
All right, well, we are super excited for that. Callmeesh, everyone. Thank you so much, and peace out.
So heavenly, these girls be really impressing me. Can't get too attached, don't bring up my past, 'cause the last girl turned my enemy. Now the pain was replaced with these melodies. I know shorty sensing my energy. Sometimes I be losing my sanity. I'm too focused on killing my enemies. You don't wanna be my enemy. I've been putting in work, I don't hang with no fiends. I'm trying to be the best that there'll ever be. I'm lucky 'cause winning's my tendency.